Hola, 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 hola. Let me turn down the volume, everybody. Hello, welcome back. Black Game Pro Sessions. Another week. It's Monday, May 29th, 2026. And looking forward to today's guest. For people joining for the first time, thank you so much. For the returning offenders, thank you for being back. I see you, even though you don't per se always respond. I see that you're here and it's appreciated. People from all over the world kind of joining this little thing that we're building here. It's not huge, this Black Game Pro Sessions thing that we're building, and it's appreciated. And the future is looking bright. Anywho, let's get into today's guest, because I was looking forward to this one, because today's guest is someone whose impact in gaming culture extends far beyond any single title, company, or initiative. Long before inclusion became a business talking point, he was already building spaces where people could belong, be seen, and create on their own terms. Tanya DePass is the founder and director of I Need Diverse Games, creator of Into the Motherlands RPG, producer and cast members of Rivals of Waterdeep, Twitch partner, writer, consultant, and one of the most influential voices shaping gaming culture today. What I truly appreciate about Tanya is that she doesn't just talk about change, she builds it. Whether through community building, storytelling, tabletop gaming, content creation, or advocacy. She spent years creating opportunities and opening doors for others. Tanya was also one of the early supporters of Black Game Pros during our Mixer days in Toronto, so having her here today feels like a genuine full circle moment. Today we're going to talk about community, culture, storytelling, creativity, leadership, and what it takes to build something meaningful that lasts. So, Tanya, welcome back to Black Game Pros Sessions.
Hello.
Hello. Hey, how have you been?
Ooh, it's been a lot since I last saw you in person, randomly at TwitchCon in Amsterdam.
That was so random. But it was such a good hug, though. It was such a good hug. It was, there you are. Ah.
Oh, yeah. It was just like, you're here. And then you're like, I live here. And I was like, I'm visiting. And then I got to see you for the first time in a few years.
It was, yeah. It was so nice to see you.
Yes.
The simple question of what have you been up to is probably like open for a very long, very, very long answer. But how have you been?
So it's been up and down, up until the last year or so. You know, I was doing consulting, doing a lot of stuff, doing a lot of Twitch things, and then got hired at Monolith, and then unfortunately we got shut down last year. So that's been the downward slide, but the other, like the crest of it is conquered some health challenges, actually in the best shape of my whole 53 years, and have become someone who actively goes to the gym and misses it when I don't go. So that's kind of weird for me.
You go every day nowadays, right?
It's every other day, but my app if I go for a long walk, I actually record it in the app where I track stuff. So I set it up to say, hey, if I've gone on a walk, or my watch will be like, oh, you're walking like more than a quarter mile. Do you want to record this? And I'm like, sure.
Why not? No, but it's. I mean, I told you already before we went live, but it's extremely inspiring to see your journey. And indeed, like you said, you seem to be in the best shape that you've ever been. And then on top of that, we have the whole industry situation where people are losing their jobs and finding it very hard to find something new. It's been intense.
Yeah, a lot of the people I work with at Monolith, some of them have been very lucky to find jobs just to get caught in yet another layoff at a different studio. Mm-hmm. So it's been really hard. So, when we saw the Epic layoffs, some of the folks who had landed there got caught in it. Folks that had wound up at Cinemax got caught in those, or Microsoft. So it's just like nothing feels safe anymore. Even if you do get a job, you're like, is this going to last? Am I going to get caught in a round of layoffs in 3 months, 6 months, a year? So it's bleak, man.
It is. We'll get into that, into the
Yeah.
bleakness, into like the depression and darkness of our industry in a moment.
Yeah.
For those who don't know you, because I've known and followed you for a minute now.
Mhm.
Can you take us back to what brought you into this industry in the first place?
So, lightning in a bottle moment. So for those that weren't on the internet like 12 years ago, and if you weren't, bless you, because the internet's terrible now. So, like I followed gaming news, even though I wasn't quite in the industry at that point. I just kind of started streaming on Twitch, and it was 2014. And we got yet another E3, all these game reveals where there was no one like us. There was no femmes, there was no black folks, there was no melanin. And I got really annoyed and really angry. And we started getting into release season of like Q3, Q4. And I just threw a hashtag out. I need diverse games. I need to see people like me. I need to see people like you. I need to see visibly queer folks, visibly neurodivergent folks. And it was a lightning in a bottle moment. Mickey Carnethia shared it, and she has a much bigger platform than I ever will. And so she shared a lot of game dev folks I got into me, because I'd actually gone to GDC for my first time that year, initiated a company, a friend who wanted to get in the industry as an artist. And like I'd met a lot of people, made some connections. And so the rally cry was right place, right time. Unfortunately, Gamergate was also happening at that time. And so a lot of people assumed that it was me bucking up against Gamergate. Funny story. I don't care about Gamergate. I did not care about these weirdos. This was me personally going, I need diversity in the games you want $50, $60, $70 for. And it was, again, right time, right place, the right people shared it. And it went from, it's that throwaway hashtag, I'm just mad about games, to, I need to log into Twitter on my lunch and go manage some things, because it got so bad. Mickey called me during my lunch break and was like, so you might want to check your Twitter, because I started on my personal Twitter at first and then gave it its own Twitter when it kept growing. And from that visibility, a podcast grew. Actually, one of my first speaking engagements at Ubisoft, I got to come out to Montreal and speak to the folks there and give a talk about inclusion and diversity. That was many years ago now. Got to go speak over at ArenaNet and start doing consultation as well, because people realized, we want to give authentic stories. If we don't have a lot of people in our studio that are brown, that are blessed with the melanin, we need to at least get consultants. And I started doing diversity consulting. Unfortunately, my job in higher ed went away. And so I said, okay, I'm going to give myself the 6 months until unemployment runs out. And if this works out, this is now my job. And 12 years later, here we are.
But what were you doing before that? Before that, the hashtag blew up. Also, what do you do when a hashtag blows up? I mean, I've never had that. That must have been intense, especially in the early days.
It was very intense. It went between harassment because the internet, but also people that were like, yeah, this is a point in something I've been talking about. And then, it just got elevated and the volume got turned up. So it was very much when I am not doing anything else, I need to kind of monitor, because we didn't have the safety tools we have now online. You couldn't restrict who could reply to you. You couldn't restrict who could quote tweet you. So outside of just blocking a bunch of people, you had to either ignore these folks, block them, manage your social media constantly. And so it became a part-time job to manage this.
Yeah.
And my day job at the time was, I was actually an international student advisor when this all kicked off. And some of those people actually tried to get me fired. They found out where I worked and tried to get me fired.
Really?
Yeah, and I'm like, this has nothing to do with me talking about games, because I would go home and stream. I would stream before work or on the weekends.
So you got properly baptized in haterism and trolls and all that stuff.
Oh yeah, and it was the gamut of commenting on my appearance, calling me every insult, every ism, trying to find out where I live, trying to dox me. And I've always been like, if you can't say this to my face, hiding behind private accounts or icons, even as far as signing me up for mailing lists and spam, my email went out of control because, it's not hard to figure out people's email if you really, really want to know. And it went, it's sending me, like tagging me and spamming me with like porn and stuff like that. I'm like, oh no, porn. Ooh, what will I do? Oh no, I've never seen this before.
I mean, did it change your worldview? Because I mean, you got like I said, it's like almost baptized in shit.
It made me way more closed off. It made me really change very quickly how I use social media, because I was actually someone who I had to reset my password because I logged into Twitter so infrequently. I would go and it's like, oh, I haven't been on here in 6 months. I don't know what my password is. And then it became, managing both my personal account and now this one for all this stuff for ID Diverse Games is now a part-time job. And it was getting to the point where it felt like a second full-time job. But it did harden me a lot. Like, for all that I preach about safety and all this other stuff, in the beginning, I was a far more open person online. And that has rapidly changed. Like on Blue Sky, I manage who can reply to me. I have to be following you. You can't quote tweet me or quote post me by default. My Facebook is locked down. My LinkedIn, I have to reach out and connect to people on LinkedIn. Well, now it's a bit more open because of the job hunt, but I have very much been like, here is the box. I have to let you in the box. And if you're not in the box, you need to be outside.
I mean, it's self-protection at a certain point in time. I totally understand. Which is even more why I'm even more appreciative that you allow me into the box and having a conversation with you. It's really appreciated.
Oh, you know what? You were one of the first people that I got to know in the industry, and also one of the few Black folks that I got to know. I'm like, oh wait, he's got this position and he's like talking to me, but you've never wavered, you've never changed, and I've only ever seen you lift people up. So if you come ask me for something, it's yours.
Well, it's very much appreciated, really.
You're welcome.
I don't take that for granted, because it could be vice versa. I mean, I'm looking at you, I see you do all the cool things, and you want to talk to me? Like, wow.
Oh no, but also we can have those real combos. It's like, when we are not being broadcast or anything else, it's like, you know how we do when it's just us.
Hell yeah. And by the way, shout out to everybody who's saying hi in the chat, and hi Orlan for joining from home in LA. Much appreciated. It's early morning there. Yeah, early morning. So appreciate you starting the day with Black Game Pros.
It's not quite.
I hope you do not disappoint. Exactly. Like, have your coffee and listen to a great conversation with a great human being here. Aw. So, all right. So you had that moment, a huge moment, which basically kind of forced you to change your life and change everything you did. And then take us into the journey of, I mean, yes, there was a lot of negativity, but I'm sure that you also got like some positive feedback. Can you take us to like some of the most positive things that came from this for you?
With the caveat that this is not why I did this. I did not do this to be recognized. I didn't do it for fame or anything else or notoriety. But as I start to do more, as my profile rose, when I would go to things like GDC, I would go to PAX and do panels, when I would do live tabletop, and there'd be other POC, there'd be other femmes that would come up and go, seeing people like us do these things means I can do it too. Going to things and seeing the room get bigger and bigger every time we have the Black in Gaming meeting or the Black SIG for the International Game Developers Association, needing a bigger room every time I went to GDC. It's like, oh, there's more of us. There's more of us who can make it to GDC and get this development that's supposed to be here for us. And, going to events where it's like, oh, you can dap up, you can give the head nod to more and more Black people. Because when you started 2014, 2015, we didn't fill a room. We didn't fill even a small room at GDC or at PAX or anything
Not at
else.
All. I mean, I remember my first GDC was in 2014.
Yeah.
And I felt so, it wasn't like I was the only one in San Francisco.
Yeah.
But I felt alone. And I have been feeling alone, like as a Black man in the industry for a while. It's not like alone that I'm crying myself to sleep every night, but it's like you notice the fact that you are the only person or one of the few people in the room, which is, it's not per se new, It's like, oh,
Yeah.
here we go again. Here we go again. Ah, shit.
Yep.
Here we go again.
Yep. And you know, it's that gratification where that's not the goal, because I don't think anyone should ever go into kind of diversity work with the idea of, I'm going to go change the world. I mean, you may need that to get you motivated, but that gratification and that affirmation that what you're doing affected even one person. And there have been times where people have made me cry, not intentionally, but one of the first times we got to do our tabletop show, Rivals of Waterdeep, live, and someone came up after and was like, I didn't think this was for me. I don't see Black people, I don't see brown people playing D&D or playing tabletop on streams live, because as much as we love it, it's still a very white space. It is still a very unhappy place, or unwelcoming to people like us.
Yeah, true. But I mean, but that's why people love seeing people like yourself, or for example, the Carol Fields that I talked to from Blurred, giving permission to geek out and do whatever you want to do. And indeed, that's why it's so important to highlight people like yourself that, you know, that are the examples, that are the role models, that are the pioneers in this, to be like, no, you know, it's because of people like you, people like Carol, people like Gordon Bellamere, you know, all these folks that I've spoken to, that more and more people start to join this industry of ours, or geek culture as a whole.
Yeah.
And all they needed is to see other people, you know, walk the path that they wanted to walk, if that makes sense. It was a long-winded answer.
Oh no, but you know, we, like, even now we see all these conversations about like Black nerds in anime or Black folks cosplaying, and the hostility, and you know, the unfortunate fact of sometimes people get harassed to the point where they take their lives, or they get out of it, and they get away from something they loved. And
unacceptable. Should be unacceptable. It is.
It is unacceptable. And you know, like seeing people like you, seeing folks like, you know, Tony Weaver, like Trinidad, and all the people that we know or interact with, or just follow online, and being vocal, being present. And I think that's the very important part, where, you know this, I am not always the most effusive in talking about myself, but when need be, I can be like that gift with the scroll. Like, oh, you want to talk about credentials? I got
Let's
you.
go. Yeah, I got you.
Like, here's the scroll down the road. Like, but we shouldn't have to get to that. I should be able to go, okay, well, this is what I can do, or this is what I can say, this is what I would like to do. Yes, Orlando's. I saw Orlando's going, the head nods fulfilling. I'm like,
oh yeah. It, actually, that reminds me of like when I first started in the industry, 2007, 6-ish, and I did my first event, and it was the first time. That's not completely true, actually. Actually, no. Let me rewind that, because the first Black person that I met in the industry is a guy who still works in the industry, Dutch guy, Ono. He works as the marketing lead for Rockstar Games. And I remember, like, I was like, oh my God, it's a Black guy working for Rockstar Games, one of my favorite, the guy who released my favorite game series. And, you know, but it's indeed, you see these people in the industry. I didn't know. I mean, you give them the head nod, because, you know, it's a sign of recognition. Like, hey, I see you. I appreciate you. Yeah. So it's important. You know, representation is important. And it's also one of the reasons how I kind of ended up where I am now. Is like, you know, I never, as a lot of people probably that are not per se game developers, my goal was never to get into video games. You know, I didn't even know that was an opportunity or a possibility. I remember reading an article, an interview with this Black dude who worked for EA or Activision events, and I was like, oh, that sounds like a cool thing, which opened up this entire like world of possibilities. But if I wouldn't have known, you know, maybe I would have not been here.
Right.
I want to go into tabletop with you, because that's one of the things I want to get into. But indeed, it's like you said, maybe I don't know. Is that made for people like us? Take us into that adventure. Like, how did you get into that?
So, fun fact, I'm actually a little older than D&D, and I've always had a big imagination. And I made it through the Satanic Panic, like the mom that thought it was demonic and I'm going to hell if I play this. And so, like any good child, I snuck and played D&D with my friends. And then I did the things where it's like, you know, as I got older, as I could actually afford to do it, because much like all our other hobbies we love, it was not cheap. And I grew up in a family that was on public aid. So once I got into it, it was like, I just need this book and some rules and a sandbox. That's all I need. And I can just go make adventures. Oh, that was all I needed. And so as I got older and found other people of color, barely until very recently, that was like, you know, on weekends, I used to actually travel an hour and a half each way with a former coworker to go play at their house, like Friday nights, Saturday nights.
I love that.
And, you know, and then partially because of the work I need diverse games, partially just because I was a big nerd, shock and awe. Greg Tito, shout out to him, who was at the time working at Wizards, reached out and he's like, hey, we want to set up a show. We want to do an actual play to show how easy it is to learn to play D&D, that anyone can play. And by happenstance, it wound up being all POC. And, you know, we premiered at the Stream of Many Eyes when they still did live events, and they flew us all out to LA, and we premiered in front of thousands of people, you know, like in person, but also on Twitch's front page. And we came back to Chicago, did our show every week for 5 years, even with a slight break because of COVID. And that gave that visibility that we didn't have in tabletop. And throughout our whole run, we maintained a show that was all people of color, because that was very important to us, because it wasn't the design, but it was, we're showing people of color, specifically Black folks, because for 2 seasons, we wanted to be an all Black cast, that we belong, that not only are we here, we belong. And it will not kill you to watch 3 hours of D&D with a bunch of Black folks every week. And, you know, we got the trolls that came in, especially because we were on the D&D Twitch page. But then we went back and did a new season. We did other events. We started going to PAX. And again, it was people who are always nerdy, who always go to Ren Fair, who always were playing D&D with their homies. Like, oh, I can do this too. I can stream my game. I can be visible.
Yeah.
And it just became an outlet. And then, you know, like that ended. Well, no, we were actually kind of overlapping a little bit with Black Dice. And then, you know, again, getting to know the homies, I got to know B. Dave Walters. And he got tasked with putting together Black Dice Society when they revamped the Ravenswood setting. And he called out, and we wound up being a show mostly POC, some invisible POC, because for those that don't know, Mark Meir is not white. Your Commander Shepard is Indian. I need you all to know this. But you know, we wanted to, right. But it's like, but a lot of people didn't know that. I didn't know that till I met Mark and we got to chatting about this kind of stuff. So again, you had all this representation, being goth, being dark, being all of these other things. And, you know, I had a great relationship with Twitch. You know, shout out to John Brents, who recently left Twitch. They reached out and were like, hey, we want to work with more tabletop. What are your ideas? And I threw some ideas. He's like, and they were like, just, you know, what about your own thing? What would you do? Me and B. Dave sat down, we hashed out a pitch, sent it back, and they were like, cool, we'll fund a season. And then they funded 3 more seasons. And in the middle of the second season, people were like, oh, we'd love to play in this world that we had made up whole cloth. And we did the Kickstarter, and then the Kickstarter and the campaign and getting the book out the door has become cursed. It will get in people's hands this year, but it feels like every little thing that has gone wrong, could go wrong with that, has gone wrong. But Dave is on it, and it will be out in people's hands hopefully this year. That is the promise we put out there.
It will happen. It will happen.
Yeah, but you know, when your publisher decides to get not just out of publishing, but out of publishing tabletop, you have to design a whole new mechanic system because the people you are going to license want an exorbitant amount of money to license it. And then everything else could go wrong when you have to shop around and find a new publisher that takes almost another year. It felt like you were cursed.
Yeah, you know, but good things take time. So, you know, it's good things come to those who wait. And, you know, when it's ready this year, it's going to be an amazing experience. So it's you know, it's fine. You kind of run through that you have a good relationship with Twitch.
Yeah.
How did that started? Where did a lot of people are like, oh, I want to be a Twitch creator. I want to be part of their program.
So I always, I'd been, this is now my 12th year creating content on Twitch. But again, because I need diverse games and visibility, and because I started talking about safety a lot because of the things I was experiencing, but also just I was getting a chance to do more public speaking. I was getting a chance to give talks, go to conferences, be invited to do that. One of the researchers at Twitch reached out. I was like, hey, there's some things we're working on. You know, we watch your content. We'd love it if you could come and give a talk. So Twitch actually invited me to come and give a talk on the more technical side, the things that I would like to see as a creator. Mm-hmm. And that was 2016, 2017. And I was able to go and talk to these higher up folks at Twitch and go, hey, here are all the things that as a Black person on your platform, as a femme on your platform, as a queer person on your platform would be great. And eventually there are a lot of people that listened. And over the years, there have been things where I've gone back to Twitch and said, hey, you know what? It would be great if we could keep people we've banned out of our chats. It'd be great if we could keep people who are bad actors out and keep them from talking. If there are people that, you know, if there are ways that we can moderate our chat and keep folks from just being present. And over the years, they have implemented those things finally. You know, you can finally keep someone who is a bad actor out of your chat. If you ban them, they can't watch you anymore. But it was just going to events, you know, being present, constantly being invited to do things where, you know, like I got to go to their partner summit. I don't know if they've done them since, but I got to go to their partner summit. And that was a chance to sit with the C-suite folks at Twitch.
Wow.
To sit and hear about products, hear about things that they wanted to hear from. And it wasn't like I'm some creator where I have thousands of people watching me or even hundreds of people watching me every day. But they also made sure that they had a wide spectrum of creators, from like those people that are in the like 0.001% that have like 10,000 viewers to folks like me that, you know, maybe have 100, 120 on a really good day. But it was a chance to have that one-on-one, to have that time with those C-suite folks and go, hey, here are things I like about Twitch. Here are things that would make our lives better to do, you know.
That's super cool though.
Yeah. And I've always submitted content for TwitchCon. And at TwitchCon, sometimes there are opportunities to have closed door sessions with executives or with people on certain products. So by remaining engaged and going to TwitchCon, going to things like that, both in the US and in Europe when I was able to go, it was a chance to stay and didn't see those people. And just, you know, like, this is not an endorsement, but, you know, like I ran into Dan Clancy when I went to the St. Jude Summit because he was there for Twitch and he remembered me and we had chatted before about other things. So the CEO remembering you exist could be to your advantage.
Probably, yeah. One would think so.
You would hope so, but
I would guess, I would assume. How did you end up that time in Amsterdam for TwitchCon? How did that come to be? Because I mean, that's an expensive flight.
Oh, it was. Oh, so when I got the job and I was making decent money because I did not move when I took the job. So if I'd moved, that trip would not have happened. The money I was making was good money for Chicago. It would not have been good Seattle money. And so I decided if I can make the money, if I can make it work and I can afford it, I'm going to go. And so my promise to myself was I want to take at least one kind of bougie trip every year. And so that for 2 years running, it was a bougie trip to Amsterdam or Rotterdam. And so for me, it was straight just a vacation because while I do have a European presence in my Discord and my streams, I didn't try to do content at TwitchCon. This was strictly this is a vacation. I'm gonna get to see the friends that are in Europe that I know are going, and some of my American friends also went. So weirdly, I got to meet American streamers that were in Amsterdam for TwitchCon that year. But it was just like, YOLO, I'm going.
It was so random to see you on the other side of the world.
Right.
It was cool. There's a lot of people in the chats. Big shout out to Brixie Cakes, Kelly, the Oprah Geek, and William He just found me on a LinkedIn search. William, you're appreciated. You're one of the regular offenders, the regular returners, which is much appreciated. Wow. Yeah. I lost my train of thought. Let me get some.
That's okay. I gave a very long, rambly answer.
No, it was a good answer, though. Yeah, it's not a rambly answer. I ramble all the time.
I yap a lot.
Yeah, but yapping is fine. Yapping, that's what we're here for.
Oh, yeah.
How do you stay positive with all of this BS that not just you get, but the industry as a whole? I mean, the industry as a whole right now is not doing super well. The streaming world is troll filled, but you seem to just keep it pushing.
So there are days when I don't feel positive. There are days when I text my friends, some of whom are in the chat and here to listen, or I'm an Aries and I'm very stubborn. I am very much. Oh, I am. I am very much the more you tell me to not do the thing, or the more you tell me I shouldn't do the thing, the more I'm going to go do the thing. I'm going to do the thing until you're tired of me hearing about the thing. Because I was actually born 3 weeks early. I should have been a Taurus. And if nothing else about me says that I should have been a Taurus, is how bullheaded I am. I am very much I am driven by spite and pettiness. And if nothing else, especially now in my 50s, if nothing else, I'm going to survive just to spite people. That's how I am. Honestly, and I say this, and I actually gave a talk about this, about the power of spite as a survival tool. The more someone does not want me to be present, the more people want to silence me, especially as someone in the industry where people like you have given me a voice. Conferences have let me come and speak or be part of programming. The more you tell me I don't belong, the more I'm going to be loud. Again, you want to rock with me like that? Cool. Here's the gift. Here's all my accomplishments. When you can be on that level, come and holler at me. And I don't like doing that, but I will.
You have to. I mean, it's also self-protection. Once again, you can't. You have to protect yourself.
Oh yeah, and I am someone who firmly believe in do no harm but take no shit. But if you do me harm, then it's a whole other story.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, 100%. Then it's on. Gloves are off. Time to go.
Yep.
Oh man, if you, with all the knowledge that you have now, years into this industry, with all the stuff that you've seen, would you do it over again? Probably.
Because you know what? There are things that I've gotten to do through this path, through this journey. I wouldn't have gotten to go to Australia as a guest of honor as a convention. I wouldn't have gotten an award for being an industry icon. Not that I'm in this for awards, but I got flown over to London.
Recognition is nice, right? Yeah, come on.
Right, like I got flown over to London on their dime and was awarded an icon. And how many people, for once to toot my own horn, how many people can say they've been named an industry icon, that they've got the trophy to prove it?
Show me the trophy. If you have it, yes. Let's give. Yes, I want to see it. Sorry for making you get up.
Oh, no, it is right behind me, so it's not a problem.
Yeah, we need to give you your flowers. So I
so in
an icon here, people.
I was given this award by Gaming Awards.
That's so cool.
It's solid glass, so if anybody breaks in,
you bust the head in.
Oh no, this is heavy. Like it's probably a good solid 3 pounds of glass.
Wow, you have to fight back with that.
Oh well, I've got a Witcher sword on the other wall. That I can't grab easily, but I've got my silver and my steel in this apartment.
Hey, you're protected. You're taken care of. It's fine. But I mean, it must do something to you. I mean, it started from a hashtag.
Yeah.
And now you have an icon award.
It's weird. Let me tell you what.
Yep, but it's deserved though. But it's weird how life can go. I mean, a hashtag got you to go to Australia, got you to go to pick up an award in London. How fucking crazy is this world?
It's wild. It's so wild, and it's also one of those things where we've talked about this, but like especially some folks in the chat where I paneled about this. There's also the dark side of it is the parasocial nature of what we do.
Oh, yeah.
where people feel like, oh, I watch your content, I watch your stream, I've seen you give a panel, so I know you, or I give you a few bucks on Patreon, I know you, we're friends. And this is going to sound harsh to some people, but we are not friends. Like, I appreciate support, I will never say no to support, but people need to understand there is a line, there is a invisible wall there. And yes, people I've met through streaming, people I've met through online, I've gotten to be friends. Briggsy, DC, Kelly, Atori, these are all people that are dear friends to me that I met because of what I do, because of streaming, because of content creation, because of panels and being visible online. But that's not everybody. And I've also, and you know, like the people that think they know you and think they know who you are and what you're about. And you know, like we talked about a little bit before we went on, of the, well, I don't understand why you in particular haven't found a job, or why you in particular haven't, like, that you're at this point where like you need to do fundraising or crowd you know, support, and the whole world is kind of burning down. It's in those moments where I remember that there are people in my corner. Some days it's real hard, but giving up is also what the opposition wants from us. Be that people of color, Black folks specifically, queer folks, they want us to give up and lay down on the road and die. And I am too stubborn to do that.
But you're also too valuable to do that for the industry as a whole. So know that, please.
It's one of those things I can hear, but it's very hard to process and accept.
I mean, you just showed me an icon of war, Tanya.
I know. And then that, so it's one of the, but that's where the logic versus the emotion comes in. Where it's like, logically, I understand this. Emotionally, not always.
No, that's why it's good to either remind yourself or get reminded about it, because you know it's easy to forget. It's not easy, you know, it's easy to normalize. Like, of course, I have this, the thing that's standing behind me that I've been standing behind me for the last few years. No, come on, it's the work that you put in, the impact that you've had on this industry and are still having on this industry. You know, that's, you know, let's keep it real. Speaking of the industry,
so this is where I cuss a lot, y'all. Just
exactly. We're transitioning into the adult segment for the kids. Now we're going to do some cuss words.
If you're at work, put on your headphones.
No, don't leave them off. Everybody needs to hear this shit.
You right.
Is gaming culture more welcoming today towards Black people than it was 10 years ago?
You know, I'm not even gonna say it's controversial. At this point, no, we have backslid. We have fallen backwards. Because, you know, contracts I had that I had to set aside when I got the job and that I tried to go back to after our closure are closed down. There is no way to go back to that because the anti-diversity, equity, and inclusion, the anti-DEI sentiments, the anti-woke crowd has made it really hard to exist as a Black person. You know, because one of the things that we see a lot is when we see, you know, to take Assassin's Creed Shadows as a perfect example. And, you know, I'll take the heat on this one. I will yell about this because the excited yell I let out when I saw the announcement for this, I'm like, yo, we get to go to Japan and be a Black dude and be like an actual samurai, and then watching the incels spin out of control and act like there'll be never another game with a white guy ever. Like, just someone told them they can never touch a controller again. And I'm like, if you don't get the fuck out of here because you weren't gonna play it, let's just be real. So I feel like we have gone several steps back at this point. You know, in this day and age where during Black History Month in the US, because it's coming up in October overseas, but in February, anytime I streamed in February, because I was on that shelf of Black creators on Twitch, we always get someone, when is White History Month? Why is there no White History Month? And I have had, not this year, but I have had slurs leveled at me that our parents and grandparents would have heard. Someone came in and called me a porch monkey.
Jesus.
And I was like, did Grandpa get the keyboard? What's going on here?
Wow, exactly.
Or,
Grandpa of the internet, please.
Right, like get your granddad off your computer. I don't know what's happening. Or, early in streaming, if I would make a character, or even not even early in streaming, recently, like with Dragon Age Veilguard, I made my Inquisitor, or not my Inquisitor, wow, I'm thinking of 2 games back. I made my character black, dark skin, dark as I could, and I would get the wiser character black. The game let me do it, first off, and secondly, I'm black. Like, this is a little bit of representation I can get in this game. Let me have my piece. And so when you still got people mad that there is natural hair in a game, that there is dark skin in a game, when like trans folks can actually show top surgery scars in a game, when you have these people mad about something that literally does not affect their existence, we have gone backwards, because it feels like it's almost back in 2014 levels of foolishness.
Yeah, I think that indeed the current social climate kind of emboldens or rewards the incels.
Oh, absolutely. It rewards them monetarily, because not so fun.
They get the views.
Oh yeah, well, not so fun fact. The only time I have actually made money off my YouTube channel was people hate watching and hate sharing my Veilguard coverage. The only time in 15 years I have actually made money off my YouTube channel. So this is where we're at, because Veilguard came out almost 2 years ago.
Yeah.
So it's not like, oh, this was 15 years ago or 10 years ago or even 5 years ago. This is almost 2026, and people are still hate watching and hate mongering for clicks like they were at the height of Gamergate. And I have had to have security at events, which yeah.
Oh my god! I remember having a conversation with Kim the other month, where she indeed shared similar kind of Kim Belair, who shared similar kind of things. It's insane. You have to travel with security because you have opinions that are normal opinions you have.
Well, so the context for that is 1 year PAX West, some dude decided he wanted to put a fear into any games or games adjacent person. So he did a YouTube video with our faces, our schedules, and everything. Because when PAX security is waiting at the back of the room for you when you're finishing a panel, and they're like, we need to go have a talk right now, you're like, oh shit. And for the rest of that convention, I had a shadow. I have never experienced that. In all the things that I've done online, I have talked about race, politics, gender, abortion. I never had to have that happen except at a game conference or convention. It's not even like a professional conference.
It's insane. I mean, I'm sure that your entire your family surroundings would be like, why are you still in this shit? Get out.
So actually both my parents have passed away, and I did try to tell my mom what I do, and she never understood it. She was someone who was afraid of the internet. So she never understood that. And like, my partner has seen a glimpse of it, but and he's there. He's actually going to be with me this year at PAX West. And he's seen glimpses of it, but friends who are in it, I think it's really hard to make people understand who are not part of either games culture, who are not visible or hyper visible online, where people now, it is perfectly acceptable to some people to send death threats, to send rape threats, because they don't like your opinion on a game, because you gave a game a 7 out of 10. And I need you all to go somewhere.
I'm probably naive, but you mean if you go to the police with that shit, nothing happens?
No. So I had a stalker on Twitch. And so the FBI actually does have cyber stalking where you can go and report it. And if you're worried about being doxxed, or like someone trying to show up and order like 20 pizzas to your house, or claim that you're being held hostage and cause you to get swatted, the police's answer is always just don't go online. That's always their answer. Or they don't think it's a real threat. It's like, oh, it's just online. It's just online. When we have people who have been killed. We have people who, because I can't remember, unfortunately, I can't remember the young lady's name, but she was an esports athlete, was doing an event, and some dude came up and stabbed her to death. And this is now why we have all the security at events. There were shootings at, I don't remember the game, but it was like a third person shooter tournament. And there was an actual shooter. So now this is why going to PAX, going to GDC is like going to the airport.
That's do you think it's a American thing? I mean, you've been to TwitchCon in Amsterdam. I mean, so you have some, and you've been to London, and you've been to Australia.
Yeah.
So you have some.
I would like to say it's strictly an American thing. However, my Twitch stalker is located in the UK.
Oh God.
And you know, if someone is unwell, they are unwell. It doesn't matter where they live, because this person is clearly unwell, because their whole reason for the harassment was, I told them that my harassment, when I used the Twitch tags, the identity tags they rolled out a few years ago, was causing me to get harassed. And they were adamant, oh no, you're lying. No one harasses you over that. I'm like, but here you are proving my point. It got so bad Kotaku covered it.
Jesus.
So if you look up my name and Kotaku and Twitch and stalking, there is an interview about that. And it's in the book that Nathan Grayson wrote about Twitch as a culture. So yeah, I've run the gamut of this is great.
Yeah.
I'm in Australia, getting to meet friends I never thought I'd get to meet, because Australia is literally across the globe, to what I got to deal with today. I got to put on like 20-minute follower mode. I got to filter 800 words out of my chat in case somebody wants to come in and call me, you know, pick your slur of the day. That's why I don't really turn on my camera a lot of times when I stream, because I just ain't got the energy. And we have finite energy. And like for something like this, something like a tabletop show, happily on camera, because also my face has subtitles. So whatever I don't verbally say, y'all gonna know what I'm actually saying.
True. But it's the fact that you have to like cover, you can't just be yourself and have to cover your tracks and then just have to pay attention to these fucking idiots. It's man.
Well, and you know, and here's the thing, because some of the folks who are here supporting are also supporters and moderators of my Twitch stream. And you know, like I mentioned this before we went live, but recently, like 3 days ago, had someone come in with the "I'm glad you're a failure," and this is what got me, and this is why I mocked it. They called me a woke narcissist. And I was like, me, a narcissist. I go to therapy, therefore I am not a narcissist, because no narcissist I know willingly and happily goes to therapy.
Yeah, but the fact that you have to the fact that you even have to like waste or like spend energy on this shit is it's beyond.
It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous, and it's a waste of everyone's time. And that's what they want to do. They want to waste your time and take away from what it is you're doing.
And I think it's also important for people that are not. I mean, yes, I'm streaming now. Okay, fair enough. I'm a streamer now too. You know, but I don't. I am a streamer. I'm a content creator. But you know, you have the people that are on. I don't really go on Twitch. I don't really do that stuff. So a lot of people don't really know how bad it can be, especially people in corporate world. We read the reports and be like, oh yeah, this percentage right now is toxic. Oh, cool. But it doesn't really mean anything because it's just a number on a fucking sheet. Yeah.
And it's interesting because, you know, like when studios I follow or companies that I work with, when they do a stream, I'll be in chat. Then I eventually just have to close the chat because, and this is probably something for those that are not in the industry watching, they may know this, but I feel like nobody hates games more than gamers. And because it feels like nothing ever makes people happy. No one is ever happy with the game as released. And you know, again, it is somewhere in the last 10, 12 years, it has become a thing where people will threaten, they will like send nasty messages at like the social media accounts or the community manager. The community manager who is not working on the game, they're not coding the game, they're not writing the game, but they will send the most horrific shit.
Oh yeah. I've seen some shit, especially Shadows was
Right, and then, and even streaming shadows. If people want to come in and argue, well, Yasuke wasn't a samurai, I'm like, go argue with a history book. Get out of my chat.
It's a piece of entertaining people. It's like are you entertained? Yes or no? If not, then shut the fuck up. Maybe.
Well, and you ain't gotta be here. People act like someone put a gun to their head and made them come to this stream or to this chat. You know what? That little X in the corner, up in the right corner of any stream you don't want to watch.
Doesn't work. It's the people that are forcing, the woke people that are forcing me to watch this content
right?
that I didn't pay for.
I wish we had as much power as these people think we do. Because if I actually had that much power, anyone who's watching, if you have money, come holler at me, because I would just start a studio and I would make the wokest shit just to make these people mad. I would make the most.
You'll sell millions just for people hate watching or hate buying that shit.
Look, a view's a view at this point. You want to give me a view and get me paid on YouTube? YOLO, let's do it. Because again, the only time I made money on YouTube was people hate watching my content. And at this point, you know what? I'm going to take your view, because if you're watching me and being a doofus, that's someone else who maybe, and I don't want to say isn't equipped, but someone who is not used to that level of scrutiny and that level of harassment or hate. You're not ruining their day, ruining their stream, because I can take it. There's been very few times where I've gotten harassed online where I'm like, I'm going to quit everything, except for like the height of maybe the stalker on Twitch, because it just got unbearable. But now it's like, you're here wasting your day in my chat that you had to come to.
It's just this weird. Why would people want to like hang around in that negative energy and just be hating on shit that it's just like, come on? It's like,
because they have nothing else.
They want that recognition to have like, oh yes, I'm seen because now at least I stand out because I'm hateful or whatever. Including on a more going towards a more not interesting, but a more positive topic. The state of the industry again, and where do you think this is going? Going to positive notes.
So, taking a positive look at it, I think that indies are going to rise. I think that people are tired of the big AAA, I need to give up 100, 200 hours to finish this game kind of thing. Mm-hmm. And granted, very long narrative games are my jam. I'm that person. Those are made for me.
Same here.
Right. Like me, this is why I put over 1,000 hours into Baldur's Gate. I don't know how many hours into all four Dragon.
God.
Oh yeah, I have spent a lot of time in the Sword Coast. Every Assassin's Creed, I've spent significant time in every game in that. So there is no, but also as people shift, as people's lives change, as they get older, if they get a family, they move, they work, whatever, they can't spend all night in a game. No matter how good the game is, people want compact, they want bite size. I want to jump in and out. And that's what indies are giving a lot of people.
Yeah.
So I think indies are going to rise like the AA. The indie is going to start to get more of a market share. The problem is the people who want to make those games, who want to take chances, who want to make the game that a AAA never would. The problem is, as always, money and access. How do they get access to the people who got the money?
It's all about networking. We have a question from Orlando. Do you have any advice for narrative designers, writers attempting to enter the games industry, asking for a friend? My oldest son.
So look up the International Game Developers Association. There is a student rate for folks to join. Look and see what's local to you. See if there's game jams happening. I can throw a list of books to read, but the narrative toolbox and the advanced narrative toolbox are two things with a lot of folks who I admire, but also have gotten a chance to work with in the industry who've contributed. But learn how to write a script, learn, when you play games, pay attention to the dialogue, pay attention not just to the dialogue, but if this character's talking, why are they having this conversation? Does this conversation make sense? What is the story or the golden path, as it's known, to get basically from A to Z, to the start of whatever the game story is to the resolution? do you understand a neat way to get there? Do you want to do branching? Do you understand emotion and depth? Study screenwriting, because it's not just I write a bunch of barks and I go about my day. You need to know how to give emotion and depth. Understand how to write a scene. So take screenwriting classes if possible, or look and see what narrative things are out there, because there is a narrative special interest group in IGDA. And there are things for students. If going to GDC is possible, there is a student day. I haven't been in a couple of years. I don't know how the student experience is, but they do portfolio reviews. There's a chance to interact with people in the industry making these games every day. Also, Black in Gaming, the Black SIG in IGDA, join those groups and talk to folks. There are Discords for narrative designers. Find out where they are and join them. Excellent.
I think that's exactly. He's working on script writing now, and
yeah,
I think that's great advice that you gave there, Tanya. Because indeed, there's resources out there if you know where to find them. But if you don't know where to find them, you named a few. I think it's important indeed for anybody that wants to get into that. Just connect. And that's one of the things that's the internet nowadays is very good at. It's connecting with people and following people's journey, or just following groups, being part of a community, and through that, getting to where you want to be.
Yeah, and Orlando's also said RPGs. Learn how to write modules for tabletop, because you have to write the whole adventure. That is going to give you an idea for design. Like, does this make sense? Is everything flowing accurately? And also, what do you do when things change? Because when you're a tabletop player, especially if you're a GM or DM, your players can throw off the whole thing. Your players can throw everything you've got planned out the window.
True. It's the best way to test your writing skills, indeed, in that sense.
Can you pivot on the fly? Because I had a player roll a nat 20, basically at a 32, live and in 4K on a charity stream, and I had to pivot the whole pieces of the adventure. Yep.
Hey, and that's kind of like drives creative writing, right? You have to pivot, so you have to figure it out. You have to figure it out. What is next for you? Because I know you've been on a job hunt for a while.
Yeah, I've been job hunting since we got closed last February. This is month 15. I've only had a couple interviews, a couple exploratory conversations, because I'd love to stay in the industry. I'd love to keep writing and doing design. But we're also getting to a point where bills got to get paid, lights got to stay on. So there have been conversations, but every conversation has come back to, we're looking for money, we're looking for funding. So in an ideal world, or in a pie in the sky, if I could get people I know together and make our own studio and find someone to fund it, I would just do that. Because at that point, I've got the reins. We're going to make it happen. And sometimes you just got to be like, for us, by us. This is what we got to do.
I know there might be some people watching that could make it happen. I'm not going to name any folks. I think in general,
hit me up on LinkedIn, hit me up on the socials. I have no shame.
Has nothing to do with the shame, but it's like, you have a great idea. You need the funding in order to make it happen. There's people that might have the funding or might know the people that could create the funding. This is one of the reasons why this platform is to connect. If you believe that Tanya is doing a great thing, which I believe she is, connect with her. And if you believe that what she wants to build is something you can contribute to, connect. And also, put it in the chat, you have a GoFundMe. If you believe that the journey that Tanya is on is important, which I believe, go help out.
Yeah, but that's part of that bleakness, because we're in an economic depression in the US. I don't know if people realize this, but things are bleak. I don't know how it is over by you, but just eating and grocery shopping is where most of my money seems to go lately. Just existing.
And energy bills. Gas bills, oh my God.
Look, I just pay for cooking gas. I don't even pay for heating gas. And my gas bill used to be like $8, $9, $10. My gas bill this month is like $35. And again, it's only cooking gas. My electric bill is creeping up into 3 digits.
Oh yeah, so we're already there here in Holland. Like, I remember getting like a gas bill of like 380 euros, like $400. Like, oh my! I was like, what, for 1 month? Like, what did I do? What did I burn?
Like, were y'all cooking every day, running every single thing that had gas in it?
It was cold. We have the heater on. Yeah, okay.
Right.
What the?
But you know,
Still, it's like,
when we were younger, like, and granted, when I say younger, like as children, we had no real idea what it cost to run a house. But as adults, and adults that have seen this upward spike in everything costing double, triple, quadruple what it used to, like, I went to the store and I was like, okay, I'm going to get some chicken because I am now going to preach the gospel of the air fryer because I got one for my birthday.
Air fryer is the shit. Hey, air fryer life.
So I can like throw some chicken in there, air fry that up, and I got like meal prep for a week. 4 chicken breasts were like $15, and I'm like,
hell yeah, it's getting real.
This isn't even like, you know, non-GMO, it's not organic or grass-fed, whatever it is. I'm like, these are just some regular ass chicken. Why? Why is it? I feel like I should buy 2 chickens at that point. Just buy a whole chicken.
Exactly, and then just chop off a little bit every now and then and just patch them up.
Right, like
a chicken.
Right, like it's just ridiculous at the state of the world costing so much, or the fact that, you know, not just me, I see friends having to do GoFundMe, having to do crowdfunding for things like, I need medication or I could die. I need a roof over my head, or someone in my life died and I literally cannot afford to put them to rest. Because like when my mom passed, it was sudden. I had to pass the hat because living and dying is very expensive.
Oh yeah.
And
I remember when my dad died like years ago, he wasn't insured, nothing. So that was a fun one.
Yeah, and then people and again, I'm not sure how it is over by you, but in the US there is this illusion of a social safety net. And this idea that, oh, there's just welfare, there's this trying to get any kind of public assistance is the most dehumanizing process anyone can go through. When I was younger, for a while, for a short stint before college, I was at a point where I just needed assistance. I wasn't making ends meet. And this was like during Reaganomics and during the height of, like, you know, calling people welfare mothers. I was told to my face that I would get more benefits if I was pregnant and had a child.
Oh my God.
And I'm like, so you can turn around and call me a welfare queen? I don't think
exactly.
so. I don't think so.
So I know we're a little bit over time. I'm going to drop this final question that might turn into
we can
conversation.
Yap. If you're good, this is all I got going on today. We can yap as long as you want to.
All right. So let's go into, do you think AI will help us with this?
No, absolutely not. So, you know,
all right, let's go.
Repeat a little bit of our prior conversation. So for me, I'm the biggest generative AI hater you will find on this planet, because so there is a difference. AI as a tool has already existed for quite a time. I need people to understand this. You know, when we make games, there's AI guiding what the characters do, what the behavior is, things like that. AI is a tool. My beef is generative AI that steals our words, it steals our art, and that people and CEOs are using to basically save money, but drying the soul of games and of writing and of art and of creativity to a husk. And then when it doesn't go over the way they think, I mean, look at the goodwill that Larian pissed away when they talked about AI and Divinity. You know, all the goodwill they built with Baldur's Gate and the ways in which people responded and the backlash. And, you know, it's like, okay, you do understand that now these people are the people that were super hyped, they're Larian diehards. Look at how some of these people have now said, well, I'm done, not going to touch Divinity, yada, yada. Because for some people, when they hear AI, all they go to is generative AI. And I think that's people who also don't know how games are made. So there are AI tools, and AI as a tool has existed long before the forcing of AI everything down our throats as a helper, as write the email for you, read the PDF for you. Every time I open an Adobe
starts
document,
with that.
Right. Every time I open a PDF, it's immediately, would you like AI to summarize this for you? Would you like AI to read your email? Would you like AI to write your email? And I'm like, the day I let an AI write an email for me is the day I stop interacting with humans, because no AI is going to be able to write better than me, even on my worst day. On my worst day, and this is not a brag, this is a fact. On the worst day of anyone's creative output, you can dog walk an AI. a generative AI output, because you can see it. But now we the other side of it is we've got witch hunts for generative AI. Like, oh, you used an M dash. Clearly this is AI. I'm like, no, I just like M dashes, my dude. I like the Oxford comma. Or people calling any art that they see something that is a natural mistake, natural artifact of someone's process. And you're seeing these witch hunts. So it's either I can't create, therefore I'm going to use AI, but it's like the ugliest, most plastic, cartoony looking shit that you'll ever see. And folks think that this is something that, oh, it lets anyone be an artist. You are not an artist. Sean Astin, head of SAG-AFTRA, has said, if you need to use AI to write, you are not a writer, go do something else. And I agree. I'll never be in SAG because I'm not an actor. But when you have the person who is the head of the actors union saying AI is not it, and there's someone who has to read the words written by humans and act them out, it is destroyed the soul of creativity. And, being on the job hunt, I'm constantly getting these postings for AI editor, AI creative. There's nothing creative with generative AI. And that's why I'm being very careful to say generative AI, because and there's also literal theft of people's work. Oh, yeah. I forget the lawsuit, but all of these authors whose work has been stolen and spit out and regurgitated as slop, because it's slop. Like, it's worse than cat vomit and probably harder to clean up. It is. It's disgusting. Oh, yeah. And it's just...
So if you're looking like, okay, look from the generative AI perspective, what do you think worst case scenario, best case scenario?
Worst case scenario, this will just keep getting used. People will keep building data centers, and eventually we'll be like Dune, because I don't know if you've seen the news reports, places where AI data centers are being built, the water now is disgusting. It's brown, it's muddy. It's like, oh, we've had a flood. And, people that are the same complexion as A4 sheets of paper are going, oh, put those data centers in places like Flint, basically saying we don't give a fuck if Black people die. Best case scenario, people learn the difference between generative AI and AI as a tool, but they also stop using generative AI as a replacement for human ingenuity and creativity. Because, like the few times I go on Facebook, there are people who are using those AI things to create cartoons, and they don't realize you're feeding your data, you are feeding your face, your words, your voice into these large language models, into these data sets. Like, I've even tried to dabble into going into voice acting, voiceovers, and I will turn down the AI TTS ones every time. But ironically, those are the best paying ones because they want to use your voice. And once your voice is up there, you have zero control over it. Wow. They're bringing back Stan Lee through AI. Let that man be dead. Let that man rest. Val Kilmer, and I'm surprised his estate okayed it. He's going to be back in a movie through his estate saying this is fine. That's creepy. When people are dead, let them stay dead.
It's no longer a holy thing anymore. When you're dead, you're no longer dead, because now the AI owns you, and they can do whatever they want.
Yeah, and this is why this is also just why I'm so hesitant with a lot of projects. There was actually just a website that got found out for taking streamers' clips, and not just taking streamers' clips and making sound bites, making AI soundboards without permission, taking content and people go, oh, it's on the internet. It's on the internet, but you are now profiting off someone else's voice. Some of my clips were on there. Some of my voices were on there. Voices from doing things like tabletop, or just my everyday speaking voice being used as an AI data set. And the site finally pulled stuff down, but it was after a mass outrage. It's the stealing of everything and not compensating the original creator.
I mean, do you think it's too late? I mean, it's already there. It's like people, it's full. It seems to have fully taken over.
I think it's too late that genie's out of the bottle.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it's going to take people turning away from it or not becoming so reliant on it as a crutch when they cannot create, for it to eventually adopt. And there are people now, like Harvard dropped its ChatGPT contract, I believe. There are people finally getting away from it. Even the Pope has said no to AI.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm sorry, the Pope has put out an encyclical. So if you're a Catholic, you'd be like, hey, the Pope said we shouldn't use AI. Can I get a religious exemption? Can you do that?
Mm-hmm. So it's interesting times that we live in.
Right.
Interesting world as a whole.
Right. Like, I'm sorry, the Pope has come out against AI. So also the Pope's from my city. I'm not even Catholic no more, but I gotta say good on Pope Leo for that.
Do you think gaming will embrace AI fully and everything will be slop?
At some point, yeah, especially if it's seen as a cost savings, because humans cost money. Humans cost money to employ. Humans cost money to give benefits. And I think the embrasure of AI and generative AI is because it is seen initially as cost savings. But we've seen the studies, we've seen the articles that it actually costs more to you lose so much in man hours and you lose so much in productivity because then a human has to go clean up the AI slop that it produced. A human has to go edit the words that this AI has written. So you're actually doubling your cost and your output and your length of time of development by embracing AI. Just hire people. There's so many people that would love to do art, that would love to write. Just hire folks. Oops, sorry. There's apparently lawn care o'clock in my neighborhood. I don't know.
It's all good. Don't worry about it. And the gaming industry, are we doomed as a whole?
To be positive, I'm going to say no, because I feel like there are creative people coming up now. There are creative people who are pushing back and that are making things that neither of us would have ever dreamed of trying to make, that are being bold and learning Twine, learning Unreal, learning Unity, and putting games out in the world. You know, we know so many people who have put things out, you know, shout out to Compulsion and South of Midnight. I feel like when games like that can exist, that are winning Peabody Awards, that show that you can tell a very Black, very unapologetically Black Southern Gothic story, and it's not just critical acclaim. You can put the story out here. We got our story. We got Hazel, and how beloved it is. You can do those things, and that is, I think, is a marker of what it is. And you know, again, slightly biased because I have worked with Ubisoft many years, but you know, like, oh my God, I'm forgetting the name of the game. But wow, my brain just totally shut off.
Far Cry New Dawn?
Not Far Cry. It's the one where you're a hacker.
Oh, Watch Dogs.
Watch Dogs 2, where we got a young Black dude.
Yep.
We got Marcus. And, you know, at the time I was still doing game journalism. And when I wrote about that pivotal scene with Marcus, and he has a white dude who basically calls his friend a diversity hire. And you have this real moment where he witnesses someone going, you only got hired as a diversity hire. You're not qualified. You're DEI. And that was well before, you know, all the stuff that we were dealing with in the industry. For a game to have that kind of pivotal moment and have that real hard conversation, we have those, and those moments still keep popping up. Mm-hmm. I can't lose all hope. It's dim, but I can't lose all my hope right now. Otherwise, I'm just going to walk into Lake Michigan.
Exactly. Peace out.
Like, I can't deal with this.
What do you think the industry needs to do? Like right now?
The industry needs to stop catering to C-suites and to investors and look to what people can tell. Go back to the human element. If we can find money for all the AI and all the other bullshit, find money to fund people and their stories. There's so many untold stories out there. There's so many people who would give their right arm to sit in a room, in a writer's room, or that are amazing artists that can't get a foot in the door, that can't get to those folks. You know, all these people want to be about it and put your money where your mouth is. Get people to GDC, get people to smaller conferences, get people the tools they need. Because right now, let's say someone wants to be an artist, they can't afford a computer that can do the work because GPUs cost $1,500.
Which is insane indeed. Yep.
Memory costs $1,000. The computer I'm on right now, on a whim, I priced out a similar build for a friend who wants to build a computer. It did not cost me $5,000, but to recreate the computer I'm using right now would be about 5Gs, the majority of the GPU and the memory.
It's
the GPU and the memory, not anything else in this machine, because my same graphics card, if I had to go out and replace it, would be like $1,200. And it's not even top of the line. The 64 gigs of RAM, another $1,200.
Wow. And that's why I play on console.
Oh, I got a console and I got a laptop, because if this, knock on wood, but if something were to happen to my computer,
you're fucked. Yeah, exactly. Because
but someone who wants to get into like game design, and luckily like some tools are free, like Unity, Unreal are free. Twine is free, but you need a machine that can run it.
Oh yeah, because
I've dabbled in Unreal. My machine is like, are you sure you want to do this? You need to know anything else if you're trying to play in Unreal today.
I never really got into like the whole building my own PC stuff, because I was like, I have to upgrade that stuff like every other year, every other month nowadays. Like, nah, I'm good. I'm a lazy bastard. Give me my console and I'll just switch it on. I'll play some GTA and call it a day.
Right. I mean, like my current build, I wound up having to go get someone to help me with it, because I decided, I want liquid cooling. And I was like, liquid cooling is above my pay grade. I could not figure out power. No matter what I did, it would not turn on. I'm like, you know what? We going to Best Buy or Micro Center.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
I was like, because I wasn't trying to blow up the whole spot. I was like, I don't know.
A little hydrogen bomb.
Right. But again, it's like we're now in an era where it's much easier. Walking to Best Buy, going to Micro Center. There's like 50-11 sites where you can go build a custom rig and it will show up and you turn it on.
Yeah.
But it also costs the earth, which is why people try to get sponsored by these companies, because otherwise you literally can't afford something to stream with or to do your game dev on, because the more intense things you're doing, the better quality machine you need. And I don't think people understand that. And the one thing I really wish we could get back to or get to is understanding the developers who make the games that you claim to love are human beings. That it is never okay to try to harass, swat, dox the people that make the games that you claim you love. There is no excuse. And to remember that, because I've just seen the decline, and I'm sure you've seen it, where people now they private their social media if they're a developer, especially if they're at a bigger studio working on a big title, or they don't even say where they work. They just go, I'm in game dev. And they don't interact in conversations online because there is no nuance. Again, when I was able to say that I got hired at Monolith, the harassment ramped up. And these are people that did not know me. They were rage baiting for money and for clicks. That, oh no, I'm woke. I'm going to destroy the game. And when we were closed, this is what made me delete my professional Facebook page. Some guy, again, someone who doesn't know me, will never know me, probably would never say this to my face, wrote a novel about how if I was not such a racist, we would not have closed. Like, I personally decided to close Warner Brothers, decided to close Monolith. And I'm like, you know what?
Of course you did.
I was like, again, where's all this power I supposedly have? Please, and thank you. Give me the power and the money to go with the power you think I have.
Yeah, some people are just fucking delusional, man.
They're delulu, but also they. I mean, and this is getting, it's getting slightly political, but it does resonate with what we do and who we are. Oh, yeah. Is that these people have drank the Kool-Aid of whatever right-wing party they're in, and to them, we're the problem. We're what needs to be eliminated. We're what needs to be feared. When actually, I'm sorry, y'all fought whole wars for spices and didn't use them. Y'all have subjugated people like us for millennia, but yet you go out and get a tan every summer. You go out and steal our music. You don't want to acknowledge where jazz, blues, rock and roll came from. It took years in the industry before I knew who Jerry Lawson was, before I knew who Mike Pondsmith was. And there's no reason anybody who's interested in games should not know who Jerry Lawson was and who Mike Pondsmith is. Mike Pondsmith is very alive and well and making games. We have Cyberpunk because of Mike Pondsmith. And yet I, as a Black person in this industry didn't even get to know who he was or that he was Black until several years in. That is shameful.
It is. It is. I mean, but that's what we are, both of us and some other people in our field are working on to make sure that people know.
Right.
Because it's important, know where we come from, not just as the Black people, like the whole history, because that's also important, but also, know where, know the people in the industry that are active, that have been doing amazing things, known the people that are like the founders, the founding fathers.
Yeah, and the very last thing is also, if you are in a position to bring people up, don't pull the ladder up behind you, because we've seen this. We've seen the people, they get theirs and they forget everybody who came before, the people who lifted them up, and they've got power.
It's all so weird. Yeah, I know, but I never really understood that. It's like you don't want to be alone on top. That's like, well, why?
It's lonely. But all those people you stepped on to get there that you forgot were there and you pulled up those rungs, you're gonna see them when you fall off your perch.
But that's what I mean. It's like, it is. I quote Gordon a lot, Gordon Bellamy, but he said something. The fact that life and career, it's a multiplayer game. You can get somewhere alone for sure, but you need the people around you. And indeed, life is ebbs and flows, and sometimes you are up and sometimes you're down. And when you're down and you've acted like a fucking asshole, well, you're going to stay down probably.
Oh, yeah, because the industry is not as small as people hope it is, because we all talk. I'm sure we can share the same stories about the same people. And you're like, oh, you too? Oh, I thought it was just me. When you get in kiki off camera with just your people, because the industry is real small. It's smaller than people think, and they need to remember that, because you never know who's in the room, who someone else knows, who they're connected to. And if you act up, you could put yourself out the game literally by one bad interaction.
Yeah, 100%. But I think, it's a lesson for life, a life lesson as a whole. It's like, you never know. You don't know the people that you're talking to. Just act like a fucking normal human being. Don't berate them, and if don't forget where you come from. Never forget where you come from, because you might go back there one day.
Right? Like I'm a South Side girl from Chicago. Ain't nothing gonna ever change that. And fortunately, most people have not had to see that side of me.
No, but it's still there, right?
It's there. Me and the homie DJ Knight, who is in the industry. He taught game design. He worked at EA for a hot minute. And we're both from the South Side of Chicago, and we both have to tell people, if you look your partner, it's time to go. You need to leave right now. Because don't. And as a friend of mine used to say, don't let the light skin fool you. I will come out of pocket and out of the bag in an instant if I have to. People are like, oh, you should watch what you say. People look up to you. They can look on while I go whoop somebody's ass verbally. That's what they do.
But they look up to you because you're a real human being, and a real human being responds to real human shit. So if someone pushes the button.
Oh yeah, you push the button, you get what pops out.
Yeah, it happens. It happens. Final question for you. It's always kind of like a loaded one, but
sure.
What do you hope your legacy in gaming will be 20 years from now on? When people look back and you're still going to be around, you're going to have your multiple icon awards behind you, but how do you want people to remember you or look at you or see you?
It's funny. I've never given this any thought. If pressed to give an answer, that I was... that I'm someone who brought other people along, and that I did what I could with the resources I had. Because straight up, I grew up in an era of poverty. I grew up in an area of Chicago that was not Tony. It was not bougie. I was a public lunch school kid. And those hungry days are always in the back of my mind. And then when I meet someone who is either... who feels like especially if they're like, I never see people like us. You don't see them on the stage at, RIP E3, or you don't see them on the stage at, fill in the blank award show or announce trailers. Like, every year I got to see Aisha Tyler. It was dope to see Aisha Tyler on stage. Like, oh shit, a Black woman. I'm in. That I did my best to be kind and to help others. And that I did what I could, because I'm not in this for legacy. I'm not in this for fame or fortune, because I ain't got no fortune. But that I was a presence for those who needed it in that moment, because it's humbling. It's very humbling to be someone who can say, I've been in a museum exhibit, not once, not twice, but 3 or 4 times in my life, and be alive to go see it. I'm someone who, I know Reggie Fils-Aimé. I know you. I know the people, the Black folks, the people of color in this industry who are doing things, and that we are colleagues in this. And not like I can be like, oh, let me drop names. This is the people who are doing the work, like Gordon, like you, Trinidad, the folks that run the Black Gaming SIG. And that we are colleagues. We are in arms together, and we are united in trying to do what we could. And in the whatever time I got in this industry on this planet, that I left some kind of impression, and somebody somewhere may see footage of the film about me, or may see something about an exhibit I was in and go, maybe I could do that one day. Maybe I could make an impact. Because trust me, there ain't nothing more humbling, one, than having a camera follow you around for 4 days and then seeing the result of it at Tribeca. So it's weird, and it's very humbling, but it's also, it's not why I did it, but it's out there now. And if that can be something to motivate someone and go, I belong, that this visible person did the thing, I want to go do the thing. And also just go be spiteful. The minute someone tells you you don't belong, go join everything you can. Go make a game. Go be loud. Go do it.
Exactly. As you should.
Oh yeah, be loud.
I appreciate you, Tanya. Really.
I appreciate you, Leon. And it's so funny that we just wound up chatting again, and we're here now. And we've spent such a great hour, well, really 2 hours together. And it's good to have that real convo and not have to be like, oh, I got to do media training. I can't say blase. Look, the upside of being unemployed, I can say what I want.
I mean, one of the upsides I'm not unemployed, but owning this platform is I can say whatever the fuck I want to, which is great.
Right.
Even though I still have love for Ubisoft. I mean, you be chained here.
I know. I need one. They changed
my life.
Those. Yep.
I'll get you one. I'll get you one next time I see you.
Yeah. Like, when it's safe for either you to come here or me to go there.
Oh my God. Yeah, exactly. I don't want to be shot by looking at the person wrong, or like being in ICE detention or shit just because I look like a Mexican.
Brown. Look, you brown. That's enough for some of these people.
Exactly. He's like, is he Mexican or is he a Latin person? Right? We don't know. Let's just be safe in case.
Look, they're gonna try to deport you somewhere you ain't from.
Exactly. The fact that they even deported, or like there was like 2 German girls, like backpacking girls, and they were locked up, white girls. I was like, no, fuck that. Look, they're even locking up white girls. Like, I'm good.
Right. The minute I saw that, they locking up the white people, I'm in danger.
Peace.
Right? Like my UK friends, once I got money, you need to come here. We got to meet in the middle. Like, we need to go somewhere that ain't here.
Exactly. We'll go to Iceland or Greenland. No, maybe not.
Iceland, though, I've never been there.
Me neither. It sounds like,
I need to get over. I need to get over to Sweden so we can see Magnus.
Oh yes, there's good old Magnus. Love to do it as well.
Yep.
All right, I'm gonna release you back into the world to do your amazing work, and I'll keep on following you from a distance.
Yeah, and then anyone who's watching, feel free to hit me up on LinkedIn or on YouTube. Socials are CYPHEROFTYR. That is my handle everywhere. But also, if you're watching this on YouTube, leave a comment, say hi, and be nice.
Exactly.
Or we'll come find you.
I'm gonna put this out there again. GoFundMe. I think it's important.
Thank you.
For everyone, I can't even I think it's been a long day. For everybody who watched today, who tuned in, appreciate it wherever you're tuning in from, LA, Africa, wherever you are. And I know there's some people from all over the world. You're appreciated. This was again Black Game Pro Sessions, and we will be back again somewhere next week with another amazing guest that I'm trying to lock down as we speak. Big name.
Nice.
And really, Tanya, once again, thank you so much. Really.
Oh, you're welcome. Thank you. This lifted my spirit because things have been bleak for a minute. So this was a really good way to tie off my week. Thank you.
Well, I'm happy to contribute to positive energy. It's important.
Thank you.
Let me see if there's some people in the chat. There's some hearts.
Yes.
Mary, thank you for a wonderful session. Thank you for joining, Mary. Much appreciated.
Yes, Mary's a longtime friend in the both in the streaming space, but also in the tech sector.
Oh, cool. Oh, but actually, good. Final question.
Okay.
Are there any other folks out there that you believe I should feature in Black Game Pro sessions?
I think you should talk to Samantha Bayard, who is a wonderful actor. Most people would know them as a voice of Carlac, but also has done a lot, classically trained actor, doing a lot in the industry, and also has a show called It Takes a Village, similar to kind of what you do, where
I've heard of that. Yes, I did hear that.
Yeah, so Sam is fantastic.
Let me take a note because I will forget about that. I know myself. Yeah,
that's
actually pen and paper, old school shit. I'm old.
Right? Look, I think we're close to the same age, though. You ain't that old.
I'm 45.
Oh, I'm actually older than you. Oh my god! Yeah. I'm actually 8 years older than you.
It's all good. You're my older brother's age. That's perfect.
Nice. Look, Black Don't Crack. We got there because
exactly.
I told somebody my age and they literally didn't believe me. So
yeah, but honestly, you don't look like 50 plus. You don't.
I can only say it's clean living after the last 2 years.
Yeah, there you go.
And then, DJ is not like a developer at this time, but DJ is, still in the industry, still has done a lot. And he's just someone where when I watch his streams, people want to come in, and especially when they want to talk shit about games, he is one of the best people to break down games and how games are made. And he just has a teacher's soul, which I do not. He is someone who's fantastic, DJ Knight. I'm trying to think of who else. I mean, I'm sure you probably have had Reggie on, and if not, you need to get Reggie on.
Not yet. He's a difficult man to reach.
Oh, I know. Trust me, I know. It's like, hey, what are you doing? We should catch up 3 weeks later.
And it's fine. I'm approaching this in a very organic way. The people, sometimes I proactively reach out to people, but if they don't respond, they'll come back one day. It's fine.
Yeah.
That's perfectly well. Thank you for sharing. I will have a look because I'm always looking for new amazing guests, especially now I'm doing this every week.
Yep. I got you. If I think of more people, I know how to find you.
Yeah, exactly. We know how to find each other. But really, once again, merci beaucoup, like the French would say.
You're welcome. I do not know how to say you're welcome in French. I need to learn more French.
Je t'en prie.
Je t'en prie.
Yeah, that's perfectly fine.
We did
it. You did it. You speak French now. Omelette du fromage.
Je ne parle pas français.
It sounds like it. That's the thing is when you start in France and you say that she speaks some French. Let's try it. And then before you know it, you're like, I have no idea. Travis
we have a name in the chat. Travis Williams.
He might already be on a list.
Don't worry, we got you. And then actually,
like William.
I don't know if they're in the industry, but actually another Black Dutch person that you may have met at TwitchCon the same year I saw you. Their online handle is Afro Duckling. They don't use their full name publicly, but I can get their contact info. They are in the Netherlands, and I think they're at TwitchCon because this weekend is TwitchCon EU. I'm clearly not going.
Oh yeah, that's true. Oh yeah. Let's see if I can get a free ticket. So
do it.
Okay. I'll do my best. I'll send you a picture if I go.
Yay.
Alrighty. Once again, appreciate you. I'm sure you'll be back in another session in the future. I'm thinking of also bringing some panels and doing all these kind of things in the future, talking about one specific topic for an hour with 3 or multiple people. And I think that
Let's do it.
Alrighty. Thank you, everyone.
Bye, Chad.
Have a great Monday. Have a great weekend.
Oh my God. No,
have a great Monday. Exactly. Please keep your weekend. And see you all soon.
All right.
Deuces.
Bye, y'all.